Tags using the plan structure and referencing the example's style, tone, and pacing. Thinking content part 1 chosen 1, you might be stunned to realize your thoughts are not passive echoes, but active blueprints constructing the very fabric of your reality. This isn't just mental exercise. It's a critical divine skill that demands your immediate attention and focused intention. You are among the few, the chosen ones, entrusted with the power to consciously shape your world through the mastery of your mind. If you believe your thoughts are inconsequential, a mere byproduct of your brain activity, then this revelation may not yet be for you. But if you feel a resonance with this truth, a knowing that you're destined for more, prepare to unlock the extraordinary creative potential residing within you. The power of your thoughts, chosen one, extends far beyond your personal experience. It ripples outward, influencing events, attracting opportunities, and shaping the very destiny you are called to fulfill. This truth may clash with the limited views of the mainstream world, but as a chosen one, you are called to transcend those limitations and embrace the spiritual reality that underlies all existence. Be warned, mastering your mind is not merely a self-help technique. It's a crucial act of spiritual warfare. Negative thoughts are not random. They are strategic attacks aimed at sabotaging your divine purpose. I come to you not as a guru or expert, but as a fellow traveler, guided by the Holy Spirit to share this vital message about the creative power of your mind and the spiritual battles you must overcome. By mastering your thoughts, you gain the ability to dismantle the fortresses of negativity, align your mind with God's will, and manifest the abundant life that is rightfully yours. Before we delve into the practical strategies for mastering your mind, I invite you to solidify your commitment to this transformative path. Take a moment to center yourself, breathe deeply, and tap the like button as a symbol of your dedication to harnessing the power of your thoughts. Subscribe to this channel for more profound insights and share this video with another chosen one who needs to awaken to their creative potential. In the comments below, declare Mind Mastery now to affirm your intention to consciously create the reality you desire. If you are truly ready to wield the power of your mind, these simple acts will serve as a testament to your unwavering faith and commitment to your divine calling. Now that we've laid the groundwork for understanding the creative force within you, let's uncover the hidden thought patterns that are hindering your manifestation abilities. What are the insidious thought traps that are preventing you from manifesting your desires and fulfilling your divine purpose? In this video, we will expose the 7 deadly thought traps that are holding you back from your limitless potential and equip you with practical tools to overcome them, enabling you to consciously create the life you were destined to live. I will reveal ancient wisdom and proven techniques that will empower you to dismantle these limiting thought patterns and replace them with empowering beliefs aligned with your divine purpose. Remember, chosen one, you are not here by chance. You have a unique mission to accomplish. Mastering your mind is the key to unlocking your full potential and making a profound impact on the world. Have you ever wondered why, despite your best intentions, your manifestations seem to fall short? The truth is, unseen thought patterns could be sabotaging you, operating beneath the surface of your awareness, intercepting your divine connection, and delaying God's promises from becoming your reality. These aren't just minor mental hiccups. They are strategically placed roadblocks designed to keep you from ascending to your full potential. As chosen ones, you carry a light that the enemy wants to extinguish. He knows that by controlling your thoughts, he can control your destiny, limit your impact, and ultimately prevent you from fulfilling your divine assignment. That is why you are targeted with attacks on your mind more so than others, experiencing a relentless barrage of negativity, doubt, and fear. This isn't a coincidence. It's a deliberate strategy to overwhelm you and keep you from accessing the power within. Just as the Bible tells us to put on the armor of God to protect ourselves from spiritual attacks, we must also learn to guard our minds from the enemy's lies. Ephesians 10:18 reminds us to be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power, equipping ourselves with the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, the shoes of peace, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit. This isn't just symbolic. It's a call to active engagement in spiritual warfare, recognizing that your mind is the primary battlefield. I'm about to reveal the 7 deadly thought traps that the enemy uses to keep you from fulfilling your divine purpose. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward reclaiming your mind and manifesting your desires. These aren't just abstract concepts. They are real and present forces actively working against you, and knowing how to identify and combat them is essential for your spiritual survival and success. Which is the first one that is preventing you from manifesting your best life? Doubt is like a tiny seed that, if left unchecked, can grow into a towering tree, blocking the sunlight of your faith. This is how it stops your blessing, so it's imperative you recognize it. It's a subtle poison that seeps into your thoughts, eroding your confidence and undermining your belief in God's promises. It makes you question your abilities, your worthiness, and even your connection to the divine. Doubt often creeps in disguised as practicality. Am I really hearing God correctly? Is this really the path for me? Can I really trust this prompting? It whispers fears to keep you stuck and small, convincing you that your dreams are too big, your goals are unattainable, and your efforts are futile. It preys on your insecurities, magnifying your weaknesses and minimizing your strengths, all in an attempt to paralyze you and prevent you from taking action. Because chosen ones have seen more and been given greater responsibility, the doubts are often more complicated and nuanced. Many have given up on their dreams after 1 or 2 setbacks, allowing doubt to extinguish the fire within them. But look at Abraham, who believed God's promise of a son despite his old age and his wife's barrenness. His faith defied logic, and he became the father of many nations. Consider also entrepreneurs who face countless rejections and failures before finally achieving success. It's their unwavering belief in their vision, their refusal to succumb to doubt, that ultimately propels them forward. The antidote to doubt is faith, fueled by prayer, meditation, and unwavering belief in God's promises. Now let's look at how fear can feed that doubt and completely immobilize the chosen one. Fear is like a cage that keeps you trapped in your comfort zone, preventing you from stepping into your destiny. Recognize it for the hindrance it is. It's a powerful force that can paralyze you, preventing you from taking risks, pursuing your dreams, and embracing the unknown. It can manifest as anxiety, worry, and procrastination, often rooted in past experiences or perceived threats. Fear disguises itself as worry about the future, fear of failure, or fear of judgment. It whispers, what if you fail? What if they laugh at you? What if you lose everything? It keeps you chained to the past, replaying old wounds and traumas, preventing you from moving forward with confidence and courage. It's a master of deception, convincing you that staying safe and comfortable is better than taking a leap of faith and pursuing your true calling. I used to be terrified of public speaking. The thought of standing in front of a crowd made me sick to my stomach. But I knew that God had called me to share my message, so I forced myself to face my fear. I joined a public speaking group, practiced my delivery, and visualized myself succeeding. And what I've found on the other side is fulfillment, as well as the realization of God's plan for me to deliver these sermons. Confront fear head-on by identifying your biggest fears and creating a step-by-step plan to overcome them. Write down your fears, challenge their validity, and develop a strategy for facing them one at a time. Celebrate small victories along the way, and remember that every step you take forward is a step closer to your destiny. Let's look at the next major issue: negative self-talk. Your inner critic is like a constant stream of negativity, telling you that you're not good enough, smart enough, or worthy enough. It's time to silence it for good. This relentless barrage of self-doubt and criticism can erode your self-esteem, sabotage your efforts, and prevent you from manifesting your desires. It's a subtle but powerful force that can undermine your confidence and keep you from reaching your full potential. Negative self-talk is the voice that says, "You're going to fail, you're not worthy, you don't deserve success. It's a tape loop of negativity that keeps you stuck in a cycle of self-sabotage. It often stems from childhood experiences, societal conditioning, or past failures, creating a distorted perception of yourself and your abilities. It can manifest as self-doubt, self-criticism, and limiting beliefs, preventing you from taking risks, pursuing your dreams, and embracing your true worth. Studies have shown that affirmations can rewire your brain and create new neural pathways, replacing negative thoughts with positive ones. By intentionally repeating empowering statements, you can reprogram your subconscious mind and unlock your full potential. Affirmations work by focusing your attention on positive qualities and possibilities, shifting your mindset from lack to abundance, and reinforcing your belief in yourself and your abilities. The most important affirmation is that you are the chosen one and will receive blessings for completing God's work. Start replacing those negative thoughts with positive affirmations, such as, I am worthy of love and success, I am capable of achieving my goals, and I am a chosen one, destined for greatness. Write down these affirmations and repeat them daily, especially when you're feeling self-doubt or negativity creeping in. Visualize yourself embodying these affirmations, feeling the confidence and power that comes with believing in yourself. Now, what about when we compare ourselves to others? Does that empower or disempower? Comparison is a dangerous trap because it robs you of your joy, your peace, and your sense of self-worth. It makes you focus on what you lack rather than what you have, which is more in line with the enemy's plan to throw you off course. It's a subtle but insidious force that can lead to envy, resentment, and a feeling of inadequacy, preventing you from appreciating your own unique gifts and talents. Social media is a highlight reel, not a real life. People only post their best moments, creating a distorted perception of reality. It's easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to others and feeling inadequate, believing that their lives are perfect while yours is lacking. Social media algorithms are designed to keep you scrolling and comparing, feeding your insecurities and perpetuating a cycle of dissatisfaction. It is important to understand the difference between inspiration and envy. Inspiration elevates you, where envy degrades you. Look at Cain, who was consumed by jealousy when God favored Abel's offering. His envy led him to commit murder, a tragic reminder of the destructive power of comparison. Likewise, modern influencers often cultivate an image of perfection and success, leading their followers to compare themselves and feel inadequate. What they don't tell you is the hours of editing, the carefully curated content, and the hidden struggles behind the scenes. Focus on your own unique gifts and talents and cultivate gratitude for what you have. Remember that you are a chosen one with a unique purpose to fulfill. Your journey is yours alone, so stop comparing yourself to others and start celebrating your own progress. What if it's our past actions that are weighing us down, preventing our progress? Guilt is like a chain that binds you to the past, preventing you from stepping into your future. It's time to break free from its grip and embrace God's forgiveness. It's a heavy burden that can weigh you down, preventing you from experiencing joy, peace, and freedom. It can manifest as self-punishment, regret, and a sense of unworthiness, keeping you trapped in a cycle of self-condemnation. Guilt whispers, you don't deserve forgiveness, you'll never be good enough, you're a failure. It keeps you trapped in a cycle of self-condemnation. It can stem from past mistakes, wrongdoings, or unfulfilled obligations, creating a sense of shame and remorse that can linger for years. It is important to reflect on these mistakes and forgive yourself to move forward. The Bible tells us that God is merciful and compassionate, slow to anger and abounding in love. He offers forgiveness to all who confess their sins and turn away from their wicked ways. 1 John 1:9 assures us that if we confess our sins, He is faithful and just and will forgive us our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness. God's forgiveness is a powerful force that can heal and restore, setting you free from the chains of guilt and shame. Forgive yourself for your past mistakes and learn from them. embrace God's grace and move forward with confidence, knowing that you are a chosen one, redeemed and restored. Don't dwell on the past, but focus on the present and future, using your experiences to grow and become a better version of yourself. Let's transition to the next thought trap: worry. Worry is like a dark cloud that hangs over your mind, casting a shadow on your thoughts and dimming your light. It's a thief that steals your peace and prevents you from living in the present moment. It's a constant state of anxiety and unease, fueled by fear and uncertainty about the future. It can drain your energy, disrupt your sleep, and prevent you from manifesting your desires. Worry focuses on the what-ifs of the future, creating a constant state of unease and anxiety. It keeps you from enjoying the present moment and prevents you from taking action. It can manifest as anxiety, stress, and rumination, often fueled by uncertainty and fear of the unknown. It's a self-perpetuating cycle that can spiral out of control, leading to panic attacks, depression, and other mental health issues. The Bible tells us to cast all our anxiety on Him because He cares for us. Trust in God's plan and know that He is in control, even when things seem uncertain. 1 Peter 5:7 encourages us to cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. This isn't just a suggestion. It's a divine invitation to release your burdens and trust in God's unwavering love and support. Practice mindfulness and focus on the present moment. Trust in God's plan and know that He is in control even when things seem uncertain. Take each day as it comes and release your worries into His hands. Engage in activities that bring you joy and relaxation, such as spending time in nature, listening to music, or practicing meditation. Finally, we get to judgment. Judgment is like a wall that separates you from others and from yourself. It creates a sense of superiority and prevents you from seeing the good in people. This also directly prevents blessings. It is a negative force that can poison your relationships, limit your compassion, and hinder your spiritual growth. It is a subtle but destructive force that can erode your empathy and prevent you from connecting with others on a deeper level. Judgment focuses on the flaws and imperfections of others, creating a sense of separation and division. It prevents you from seeing the inherent worth and value of every human being. It often stems from fear, insecurity, and a lack of understanding, leading to prejudice, intolerance, and condemnation. It can manifest as criticism, gossip, and a holier-than-thou attitude. The Bible tells us to love our neighbors as ourselves and to forgive others as we have been forgiven. Extend grace and compassion to those who have wronged you, and you will experience the freedom of forgiveness. Matthew 7:1-5 urges us to do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged, and with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. This is a powerful reminder that our judgments often reflect our own insecurities and limitations. Practice empathy and try to see the world from the perspective of others. Focus on their strengths and virtues and extend them grace and forgiveness. Remember that you are a chosen one, called to love and serve others. Replace judgment with compassion, understanding that everyone is on their own unique journey, facing their own challenges and struggles. Now let's examine how these thought traps can be overcome using a case study from the scriptures. This isn't just an abstract theory. It's a proven path to freedom and fulfillment. Joseph, from the Bible, faced betrayal, imprisonment, and countless setbacks. His envy from his brothers caused massive issues in his life, marking him as an outsider, causing him to be enslaved, as well as imprisoned on false pretenses. These obstacles seemed insurmountable, threatening to crush his spirit and derail his destiny. Joseph refused to give in to bitterness or resentment. He chose to forgive his brothers and focus on serving God faithfully. As a result, he was elevated to a position of power and used his influence to save his family from famine. Even in the face of injustice and hardship, he maintained a positive attitude, trusting in God's plan and refusing to allow negative thoughts to consume him. Joseph's story reminds us that even in the darkest of times, we have the power to choose our thoughts and shape our destiny. By mastering our minds, we can overcome any obstacle and fulfill our divine purpose. But what is the final key to make sure we can overcome such challenges? Mind mastery is not a destination, but a journey. It's a lifelong process of refining your thoughts and intentions, aligning them with God's will, and striving for continuous growth. It requires a commitment to ongoing self-awareness, spiritual discipline, and a willingness to challenge negative patterns. As chosen ones, you have a responsibility to continually monitor your thoughts, challenge negative patterns, and cultivate positive beliefs. This requires discipline, self-awareness, and a commitment to spiritual growth. It's not a one-time fix, but a continuous process of refinement, requiring vigilance, perseverance, and a deep connection to the divine. The Bible tells us to be transformed by the renewing of our minds, so that we may prove what God's will is, that which is good, acceptable, and perfect. Romans 12:2 reminds us that do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. This is a call to active transformation, a conscious effort to align your thoughts and beliefs with God's truth. Commit to the lifelong journey of mind mastery, knowing that it is the key to unlocking your full potential and fulfilling your divine purpose. You have the power to transform your thoughts and create your desired reality. Embrace it, chosen one, and step into your destiny. But we're just scratching the surface. To continue our journey together, we must delve into a critical subject. What's the difference between a positive thought and a positive declaration? What if I told you that every negative thought you entertain doesn't just affect you, but ripples outward, impacting your loved ones, your community, and even your divine purpose? These thoughts are spectral tendrils, chosen one, that touch everything around you, contaminating the wellspring of your potential and dimming the light you are meant to shine on the world. The adversary knows that if he can control the microcosm of your mind, he can disrupt the macrocosm of your destiny. Negative thoughts breed negative emotions like anger, resentment, and fear. These emotions cloud your judgment, poison your relationships, and hinder your ability to manifest positive outcomes. They act like a virus, corrupting your inner landscape and creating a breeding ground for further negativity. It's a vicious cycle. Negative thoughts lead to negative emotions, which lead to negative actions, which ultimately lead to a negative reality. Your sacred duty as the chosen one is to short-circuit that deadly loop. I know someone who constantly complained and criticized everyone around them. Eventually, people started avoiding them, and they ended up alone and bitter, wondering why no one cared about them. What started as seemingly harmless complaining became a self-fulfilling prophecy, driving away the very connections they craved. This is the insidious power of negative thoughts left unchecked, a stark warning to guard your mental garden with unwavering vigilance. As chosen ones, your thoughts carry extra weight. The positive change that the world needs starts with mastering your mind. The amplified weight of your spiritual role calls for you to become more vigilant and to guard your thoughts more carefully. Become the gatekeeper of your mind and deny entry to negativity, and instead embrace the thoughts that align with your divine nature and calling. Doubt acts as static, interfering with your connection to the divine. How can you hear God's whispers when your mind is filled with the shouts of negativity? How can you discern his guidance when the noise of self-doubt drowns out his still, small voice? It is like trying to tune into a radio station during a thunderstorm, where the signal is constantly disrupted by interference. The clearer you get your mind, the easier it is to understand what to do. When you doubt God's plan, you close yourself off to his guidance. You become like a ship without a rudder, tossed about by the waves of uncertainty and fear. You are adrift, vulnerable to the whims of the storm, and unable to navigate towards your intended destination. Doubt creates a chasm between you and God, hindering the flow of divine wisdom and inspiration that is essential for fulfilling your purpose. Think of the Israelites who doubted God's promise to lead them to the promised land. They wandered in the desert for 40 years, missing out on their inheritance because of their lack of faith. I've seen countless business owners give up right before their breakthrough, succumbing to doubt just as they were on the verge of success. Like the Israelites, they allowed doubt to steal their inheritance, a tragic testament to the power of unbelief. This doubt caused them to not only miss out on their chance, but the death of an entire generation before the promised land was captured. Cultivate a habit of daily prayer and meditation to quiet your mind and connect with God's presence. Ask for guidance and trust that He will lead you on the right path. Quiet the mental chatter and open yourself to receiving divine guidance, trusting that He will illuminate your path and lead you towards your destiny. But what if you're being held back by fear? Every time you allow fear to paralyze you, you're not just missing out on a single opportunity. You're setting off a chain reaction, closing doors to countless possibilities. It's like a domino effect, where one missed opportunity leads to another and another, until you find yourself trapped in a prison of your own making. The adversary knows that fear is his most potent weapon, a tool he uses to keep you from stepping into your power and fulfilling your divine purpose. Fear keeps you stuck in your comfort zone, preventing you from stepping into your calling. It whispers, "It's too risky, you're not ready, what if you fail?" And it keeps you from taking the leap of faith that is necessary to unlock your full potential. It is a cunning manipulator, exploiting your insecurities and anxieties to keep you playing small, robbing you of the joy and fulfillment that comes with living a life of purpose. It feeds on the unknown and thrives in the darkness of uncertainty, but remember that God does not give us a spirit of fear. I know someone who always dreamed of being an artist, but they were too afraid of failure to pursue their passion. They ended up in a dead-end job they hated, always wondering what could have been. A tombstone might as well have been erected for this individual, because they lived a life of regret, forever haunted by the what-ifs that could have been. This is the tragic consequence of allowing fear to dictate your choices, a life unfulfilled, and a potential unrealized. What is one thing you've always wanted to do but have been too afraid to try? Take one small step toward that goal today and watch your fear begin to dissolve. Break free from the chains of fear and embrace the courage to pursue your dreams, knowing that God is with you every step of the way. So, what if it's your own inner voice that is the problem? Your words are spells. When you constantly tell yourself you're not good enough, you're programming yourself for failure. Negative self-talk becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your negative self-talk acts as a curse, sabotaging your efforts and hindering your success. It's like planting seeds of negativity in the garden of your mind, reaping a harvest of weeds that choke out the potential for growth and abundance. Your subconscious mind is like fertile ground. Plant seeds of negativity and you'll reap a harvest of failure. Plant seeds of positivity and you'll reap a harvest of success. Your subconscious mind doesn't differentiate between truth and falsehood. It simply accepts what you tell it repeatedly. This means that if you constantly tell yourself you're not good enough, your subconscious mind will begin to believe it, leading to a self-fulfilling prophecy of failure. The placebo effect shows that even a sugar pill can produce real physical changes if the person believes it will work. That's how powerful your mind is. If a sugar pill can trick your body into healing, imagine the incredible potential of positive self-talk to transform your life. Your beliefs shape your reality, and your words have the power to create or destroy. Start paying attention to your inner dialogue. Every time you catch yourself thinking something negative, immediately replace it with a positive affirmation. Watch how your reality begins to shift. Replace negative self-talk with empowering affirmations and witness the transformation that unfolds, unlocking your full potential and creating a reality that aligns with your divine purpose. Now, let's think about those things and how they affect how we think about others. Comparison is like building a wall around yourself, separating you from others and preventing you from experiencing genuine connection. What happens is you start to see yourself as an island. You are isolated, unable to share your gifts or receive the support and encouragement you need to thrive. The enemy loves to isolate, to make you feel like you are alone in your struggles and that you are the only one who isn't good enough. When you're focused on what you lack, you can't appreciate the unique gifts and talents of others. You become envious and resentful, unable to form genuine relationships. Comparison blinds you to the beauty and potential that exists within every human being, hindering your ability to connect with others on a deeper level and build meaningful relationships. I know someone who was always trying to one-up everyone else. They were so focused on proving themselves that they never took the time to truly connect with people. Eventually, people stopped wanting to be around them. The constant need to compare created a toxic atmosphere, poisoning their relationships and leaving them isolated and alone. Instead of comparing yourself to others, celebrate their success and learn from their experiences. Remember that we're all in this together, and we can achieve so much more when we collaborate and support each other. By celebrating the success of others, you are opening yourself to receiving similar blessings in your own life, unlocking the power of collaboration and creating a ripple effect of positivity and abundance. Is there anything that cuts us off from others more than guilt? Guilt is like a prison that you build for yourself. You punish yourself over and over again, never allowing yourself to experience joy or fulfillment. The walls of this prison are constructed from regret, shame, and self-condemnation, trapping you in a cycle of suffering and preventing you from stepping into your destiny. The enemy wants you to be chained to your past, unable to forgive yourself and embrace the freedom that comes with redemption. When you feel guilty, you may unconsciously sabotage your own success, get into unhealthy relationships, or neglect your own needs. You may believe that you don't deserve good things or that you are destined to suffer for your past mistakes. This self-sabotage is a manifestation of guilt, a subconscious attempt to punish yourself for perceived wrongdoings. The Bible tells us that there is no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. Forgive yourself and move forward, knowing that you are redeemed and restored. Romans 8:1 God's love is unconditional and unwavering, offering forgiveness to all who repent and turn away from their sins. Embrace this truth and break free from the chains of guilt, stepping into the freedom and joy that is your divine inheritance. Treat yourself with the same kindness and compassion that you would offer a friend. Forgive yourself for your past mistakes and focus on creating a brighter future. Release the burden of guilt and embrace self-compassion, knowing that you are worthy of love, forgiveness, and happiness. Let's think about all the damage that anxiety can cause. Worry is like a slow leak that drains your energy and steals your joy. It prevents you from experiencing the peace that God offers. Each drop of worry erodes your inner strength and weakens your ability to manifest your desires. The enemy uses worry as a tool to distract you from your purpose, keeping you focused on the negative possibilities and preventing you from stepping into your power. Worry creates a constant state of stress and anxiety, which can weaken your immune system, disrupt your sleep, and lead to a host of health problems. It affects not only your mental and emotional well-being, but also your physical health, creating a vicious cycle of stress, anxiety, and illness. It is imperative that you break free from the grip of worry and embrace the peace that God offers. Studies show that anxiety disorders are among the most common mental health conditions, affecting millions of people worldwide. The good news is that there are effective treatments available. This is a silent epidemic, but it is also a curable one, and the first step is recognizing the power of worry and choosing to break free from its grip. Take time each day to practice mindfulness and focus on the present moment. Cultivate a sense of gratitude for the blessings in your life and trust that God is in control. Release your worries into His hands, knowing that He is your protector, provider, and guide. Finally, let's transition to judgment. Judgment is like a weapon that divides us from each other and prevents us from fulfilling our calling to love and serve others. Think of how many people are affected by hatred. The enemy uses judgment to create division and strife, knowing that a house divided cannot stand. It is a tool of destruction that can tear apart families, communities, and even nations. When you judge others, you're making assumptions about their motives and experiences without truly knowing them. This creates a barrier to understanding and compassion. You are building a wall of prejudice, and preventing yourself from seeing the inherent worth and value of every human being. This not only hurts others, but it also hurts you, poisoning your heart and mind with negativity. Think of Jesus, who was constantly criticized and judged by the religious leaders of his time. Yet he extended love and forgiveness to everyone, even his enemies. And in the modern world, we see politicians, celebrities, and influencers judged harshly by the media and the public, often without any understanding of their personal lives or experiences. Forgiveness is essential. Make a conscious effort to understand the perspectives of others, even if you don't agree with them. Extend grace and forgiveness, and remember that we're all children of God, deserving of love and compassion. It is important to recognize that we all make mistakes and that we all have flaws, so let us judge less and love more. Now let's think back to Joseph. What would have happened if he had succumbed to even one of these thought traps? The destiny of not only himself, but an entire nation hung in the balance. He would have fallen. If Joseph had succumbed to doubt, he might have dismissed his dreams as foolish fantasies. If he let fear consume him, he wouldn't have spoken up. If negative self-talk dominated him, he would have been a slave with a negative attitude. If he had been consumed with guilt about being favored, he may have never embraced his calling. If he was overcome with worry, he would have succumbed to it in prison. Instead of becoming second in command, he would have died in prison. But because he chose to master his mind, he rose to greatness and saved his family from starvation. His mind was the key to his success, the compass that guided him through the storms of life and the shield that protected him from the enemy's attacks. Joseph's story reminds us that even in the face of immense adversity, we have the power to choose our thoughts and shape our destiny. We must commit to vigilance. Without such vigilance, we would be subject to the attacks of those who wish to take everything we have. The final key, chosen one, is to take what you've learned and use it. It is living each day with intention, directing your thoughts, actions, and life in the direction that God intends for you. Mind mastery is not a one-time achievement, but a continuous journey, a lifelong process of refining your thoughts, aligning your intentions, and striving for continuous growth. As you go forward on your journey, it's important to be mindful of your thoughts. You also need to be mindful of your words. Each of your words is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your actions are an extension of that. Therefore, if you think positive thoughts, use positive words, and take positive actions, you will manifest a positive reality. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. Proverbs 3:6. This verse is a reminder that when we surrender our lives to God and seek his guidance in all that we do, he will direct our steps and lead us towards our destiny. It is a promise that when we trust in him, he will make our paths straight. May God bless you and guide you as you embark on this journey of mind mastery. Remember, you are a chosen one, destined for greatness. Step into your power and create the life you were meant to live. What's the difference between a positive thought and a positive declaration? You might think the battlefield is out there in the world, chosen one, but the real war for your destiny is being waged in the hidden depths of your subconscious mind. It's a battle for control of your thoughts, your beliefs, and ultimately your reality. This is what they don't want you to know. Your subconscious is the key to unlocking your full potential. Your subconscious mind is like a vast, fertile garden, and your conscious thoughts are the seeds you plant. If you plant seeds of negativity, doubt, and fear, you'll reap a harvest of weeds that choke out your potential. But if you plant seeds of positivity, faith, and love, you'll reap a harvest of abundance and joy. It is this garden that dictates your reality. Think of your subconscious mind as a highly sophisticated computer program. It runs automatically based on the code that's been written into it over the years, your beliefs, memories, and experiences. If the code is full of errors, negative beliefs, the program, your life, will malfunction, leading to negative outcomes. How many of you have been driving somewhere and you arrive at the destination without remembering the trip? That's your subconscious at work. But what if I told you that you could rewrite the code of your subconscious mind and reprogram it for success? It's not easy, and it takes consistent effort, but it is possible. You have the power to transform your thoughts, your beliefs, and ultimately your reality. The subconscious mind is always listening. It is always taking notes. So what is the first thing that we need to do to change it? Before you can reprogram your subconscious, you need to become a detective, identifying the triggers that set off those deadly thought patterns. What makes you tick? What makes you angry? What makes you sad? These are the keys to unlocking the power of your subconscious mind. It's about knowing yourself, your limits, and your potential. Triggers can be external events, internal feelings, specific people, or even places. A critical comment from a loved one, a stressful situation at work, a memory of a past failure, or a visit to a place that holds negative associations can all trigger negative thought patterns. Do you know why advertisers use sex appeal? They know it's a trigger. Keep a thought journal for a week, noting the situations, people, or places that trigger negative thoughts. Write down the specific thoughts and feelings that arise in those moments. Look for patterns and identify your most common triggers. What situations make you the angriest? What places make you the most anxious? These are the keys to unlocking the power of your subconscious mind. Once you know your triggers, you can learn to interrupt those negative thought patterns before they take hold. This is where the technique of thought stopping comes in. This is a critical step that is often missed. Without this technique, the other techniques are rendered powerless. Thought stopping is like hitting the pause button on your negative thoughts, preventing them from spiraling out of control and derailing your destiny. It is a powerful tool for taking control of your mind and reclaiming your power. Your mind is always going. You mustn't to rein it in. When you catch yourself thinking something negative, immediately say stop, either silently or aloud. Visualize a stop sign in your mind, or imagine a brick wall slamming down in front of the negative thought. Then replace that negative thought with a positive affirmation or a visualization of your desired outcome. The key is to interrupt the cycle and redirect your thoughts toward a more positive and empowering direction. I used to struggle with overwhelming feelings of self-doubt whenever I faced a new challenge. I would start to question my abilities, my worth, and my potential. But then I learned about thought stopping. Now, whenever those negative thoughts creep in, I immediately say stop and replace them with an affirmation like, I am capable, I am strong, and I am destined for greatness. This has dramatically changed my life, but thought stopping is just the first step, chosen one. To truly transform your thoughts and rewrite the code of your subconscious mind, you need to learn to reframe them. This is the key to unlocking your full potential. So how do we do that? Reframing is like putting on a new pair of glasses, allowing you to see a situation from a different perspective and find a more positive interpretation. It's about challenging your negative beliefs and finding alternative explanations that are more empowering and aligned with your divine purpose. It is changing the narrative of your life. Instead of thinking, I failed because I'm not good enough, you could reframe it as, I learned valuable lessons from this experience, and I'll be better prepared next time. Instead of thinking, I'm going to fail, you could reframe it as, I am resilient and resourceful, and I can overcome any challenge. The most important element of this is the truth. I'm not good enough can be reframed as I am a child of God, and I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm going to fail can be reframed as I am a conqueror, and with God, I can achieve anything. What they don't want you to know is that failure is a part of life. Once you've reframed your negative thoughts, you can use affirmations to reinforce those positive beliefs and reprogram your subconscious mind. This is where the magic truly begins. Affirmations are words of power. Affirmations are like seeds that you plant in your subconscious mind. With consistent watering and care, they will grow into strong, positive beliefs that shape your reality. These are like spells. Make your affirmations specific, positive, and present tense. Instead of saying, I want to be successful, say, I am successful, confident, and capable of achieving my goals. Instead of saying, I want to be healthy, say, I am healthy, vibrant, and full of energy. The most important thing is that you believe the words you are saying. I knew someone who struggled with chronic anxiety and panic attacks. She started reciting affirmations every morning, and over time, her outlook on life completely changed. She became more positive, confident, and resilient, and her anxiety began to fade away. The subconscious mind will believe whatever you tell it long enough, but affirmations are even more powerful when combined with visualization. This is where you create a mental blueprint of your desired outcomes, engaging your subconscious mind and making your affirmations a reality. This is where you stop hoping for a new life and start expecting it. Visualization is like creating a movie in your mind, where you see yourself achieving your goals with vivid detail and emotion. Engage all your senses. What do you see, hear, smell, taste, and feel as you achieve your goal? The more real it feels, the more powerful it will be. The emotions are key. Studies have shown that when you vividly imagine something, your brain responds as if it were actually happening. Olympic athletes use visualization to improve their performance, mentally rehearsing their routines and visualizing success. This is why visualization is such a powerful tool for manifestation. But the power of this can be so much more. Doubt, fear, and negativity aren't just psychological hurdles. They're spiritual attacks designed to derail your destiny. Your mind mastery tools are your spiritual weapons in this battle. What they don't want you to know is that this war is real. Thought stopping is like raising a shield of faith against the fiery darts of the enemy, deflecting those negative thoughts and protecting your mind from their influence. Affirmations are like wielding the sword of the Spirit, speaking truth and power over your life, cutting through the lies and deception of the enemy. The Bible is your instruction manual. Ephesians 6:12 reminds us that our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual forces of evil. We must put on the full armor of God to stand against these attacks. That's why it's so important to defend your mind and protect your thoughts, as it's a war. The battle for your mind is never truly over. You must remain vigilant, always ready to defend yourself against the enemy's attacks. This is why it's so important to cultivate a daily practice of mind mastery, using these spiritual weapons to stay strong in the face of adversity. What you need to remember is that God wins. Let me tell you about Sarah, not her real name, who felt lost and directionless, a victim of her negative thoughts. She is a living testament to these techniques. This wasn't a single, quick fix, it was a journey. Sarah struggled with anxiety and self-doubt, constantly comparing herself to others and feeling like she wasn't good enough. She learned to use thought stopping to interrupt those negative thoughts, reframing to challenge her limiting beliefs, affirmations to reinforce positive self-talk, and visualization to create a mental picture of her desired future. But what happened? Sarah's relationships improved because she was no longer consumed by negative thoughts and comparisons. She started to attract positive people into her life, and her career took off because she was more confident and willing to take risks. She felt more confident and positive, which changed her life completely. Sarah's story shows us that mind mastery is a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and downs, challenges and setbacks. But the key is to keep practicing, keep learning, and never give up on yourself. This is only the beginning, chosen one. But what is the next step on that journey? So, chosen one, what is the next step on that journey? You are not just one person. You are one person with the divine spark. How can one person make a difference? You may underestimate your potential, but the truth is that the power of one can be staggering. One act of kindness can spark a ripple effect of compassion. One moment of courage can inspire others to overcome their fears. One act of taking your power back can influence the entire world. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's a fundamental principle of spiritual energy. Remember that the smallest match can start the largest fire. It starts with you taking dominion over your mind and allowing it to affect others. Consider Esther. Esther was just one woman, but she risked her life to save her people from destruction. What if Esther had decided she was just one person and her actions wouldn't matter? What if she didn't use her influence to save her people? What would have happened? That is the power of one. It starts with being the only one willing to stand up. Your impact goes far beyond what you think. What difference are you going to make to the world? It starts with taking dominion over your mind and creating your reality. But information without action is just entertainment. Let's discuss how to take what we've learned and make it a part of your daily life with a personalized action plan. Now is the time to create your personal mind mastery action plan as a practical tool for ongoing growth. This plan isn't just a list of goals. It's a roadmap for transforming your thoughts and aligning them with your divine purpose. What they don't want you to know is that taking action is the most important thing you can do. Are you going to sit back and let life happen to you, or are you going to proactively create the reality you desire? Your mind mastery action plan should include a list of your most common triggers, a collection of empowering affirmations, and a schedule for daily visualization. This plan should be as unique as you are, tailored to your specific needs and goals. It's about taking control of your mental environment and cultivating the thoughts that will lead you to success. It also requires strict discipline. For example, your mind mastery action plan might look like this. Morning, recite affirmations for 10 minutes. Throughout the day, practice thought stopping whenever you catch yourself thinking negatively. Evening, visualize your desired outcomes for 15 minutes. You could use an app to keep you on schedule. The point is, you'll need to stay consistent. The key to success with your mind mastery action plan is consistency. Commit to practicing these techniques every day, and you'll begin to see a transformation in your life. But what if those old, negative thought patterns keep creeping in? What if you fall into the 7 deadly thought traps? Okay, so how would those 7 deadly thought traps affect the common, day-to-day, chosen one? Let's talk about how the 7 deadly thought traps can manifest in everyday situations and derail your positive intentions. What they don't want you to know is that these thought traps are insidious, constantly working to sabotage your progress. You must remain vigilant and proactive in defending your mind against these attacks. But how do you recognize these traps in your daily life? Consider these everyday examples. Doubting your abilities when offered a promotion at work, thinking I'm not qualified. Fear, avoiding networking events because you're afraid of rejection. Negative self-talk, berating yourself for making a mistake, telling yourself, I'm so stupid. Comparison, feeling envious of your friend's success on social media, thinking why can't I have what they have? Guilt, punishing yourself for a past mistake, replaying it over and over in your mind. Worry, obsessing over the possibility of getting sick. Judgment, criticizing someone for their religious beliefs. They are not just thoughts, they are traps. I knew someone who almost didn't even apply for the promotion because she told herself, I'm not good enough. She was trapped by doubt, allowing it to hold her back from her potential. That is, until she implemented a mind mastery action plan. Her story is a powerful reminder that you have the power to overcome these thought traps. When you start to doubt your abilities, remember the Esther story and remember you are equipped. When you catch yourself comparing yourself to someone else, remember that only you can bring what only you can bring to this world. So how do we escape these traps? Remember, you have the power to turn every negative thought into a stepping stone to triumph. Remember what they intended for evil, God turned to good. You have the power to turn every negative thought into a stepping stone to triumph. It is time to actively transform your negative thought patterns into positive opportunities. Remember, what they intended for evil, God turned to good. No situation is hopeless, and no thought pattern is unbreakable. With the right tools and mindset, you can overcome any challenge. Here's how to use thought stopping, reframing, affirmations, and visualization to overcome each of the 7 deadly thought traps. Doubt, replace I can't do this with I can learn and grow. Fear, reframe I might fail with I'm courageous enough to try. Negative self-talk, counter I'm not good enough with I am worthy and capable. Comparison, shift I wish I had what they have with I'm grateful for what I have and I'm creating my own path. Guilt, transform I'll never be good enough because of my past to the old is gone, the new has come. Worry, change, what if something bad happens? With I trust God's plan and I'm ready for the future. Judgment, see past they are wrong and I see their humanity. We can disagree and both still matter to God. It is time to take responsibility. Remember the power of transformation and renewal. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12:2. Just like Joseph, you can be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Let's turn our attention back to his story, now highlighting how he actively combated these thought traps to achieve his destiny. What we will find may surprise you. In his own way, Joseph used mind mastery to overcome his adversity. He's the perfect example, chosen one. What they don't want you to know is that Joseph's story is not just a historical account. It's a blueprint for your own success. Joseph's journey is a testament to the power of mind mastery. Despite being betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, and falsely accused, Joseph never lost faith in God's plan. He refused to succumb to doubt, fear, negative self-talk, comparison, guilt, worry, and judgment. He reframed his negative experiences as opportunities for growth and service. His story reminds us that no matter what challenges we face, we can choose to focus on the positive and trust in God's plan. When he was in prison, he chose to focus on serving the other prisoners rather than dwelling on his own misfortune. His compassion and service opened the door to his freedom. Joseph wasn't just passively waiting for a miracle. He was actively shaping his reality through his thoughts and actions. It wasn't luck. Just like Joseph, you have the power to choose your thoughts and shape your destiny. Commit to mastering your mind, and you'll unlock your full potential and fulfill your divine purpose. Joseph understood that his mind was his most powerful tool, and he used it to overcome every obstacle in his path. But why is it so urgent that you take these lessons to heart? In a world filled with darkness and negativity, the world needs your light, chosen one. In a world filled with darkness and negativity, the world needs your light, chosen one. You have a responsibility to master your mind and use your power for good. The world is waiting for you to step into your divine purpose. There are people who desperately need your gifts and talents. As chosen ones, you're called to be beacons of hope, showing others the way to freedom, peace, and abundance. You are called to be leaders. The world is waiting for you to take dominion of your gifts. You must let your lights shine, now more than ever. Think of Mother Teresa. She was able to serve with compassion. She didn't let judgment affect her. She knew her responsibility, and she did everything she could. Commit to the lifelong journey of mind mastery, knowing that it is the key to unlocking your full potential and fulfilling your divine purpose. You have the power to transform your thoughts and create your desired reality. Embrace it, chosen one, and step into your destiny. But what happens when the world doesn't understand you and even tries to stop you? That's a dangerous position to be in, and it could be happening right now. As we draw to a close, chosen one, take heart. We have covered much ground, and your commitment to reaching the end of this message is a testament to your calling. Be assured that your time and openness are deeply appreciated, and that the seeds planted here will bear fruit in your life. Remember this: the power of aligned thought shapes your reality, and the divine protects you as you boldly step into your purpose. Throughout this message, we've explored how negative thoughts can sabotage your manifestation and how mind mastery serves as your divine tool to reclaim dominion. A life lived with mindful intent, coupled with steadfast faith, yields power, peace, and purpose beyond measure. Mind mastery is not just about personal gain. It's about tapping into that universal desire for purpose, meaning, and fulfillment that resonates within every human heart. When you master your mind, you contribute to the expansion of God's kingdom on earth, influencing generations to come with your light and wisdom. You are not defined by your struggles, but empowered by your faith. Chosen for greatness, you are more than a conqueror. The tension between negative thoughts and your divine purpose can be resolved through the consistent application of mind mastery techniques. Know this: even when the world around you is crumbling, now is the time to lean on your faith and step into your power, for the world needs you. Help other chosen ones discover this life-changing message. Share this video far and wide. Commit to creating and implementing your own mind mastery action plan. Revisit this video, take copious notes, and let the transformation begin. In the comments below, share your biggest takeaway from this message and declare with conviction, I am a chosen one. Now that you know your thoughts create your reality, what reality will you choose to create, chosen one? Remember, you are powerful, you are loved, and you are destined for greatness. Go forth and manifest your divine purpose. Amen.